Hey there, Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. Um, the other day I was looking for something on eBay. It was happened to be O-rings. I needed several different sizes that I was looking for. But if you're like me, you've been out there on the internet looking for things that you need the measurement of, it actually can be frustrating because half of them are in imperial measurement and half of them are in metric. And so you don't know whether that's the right what you're looking for or not unless you can convert the two on the fly. And if you try to convert millimeters to inches using math, good luck with that one. That's a real pain in the butt to do, especially if you're looking at fractional inches instead of decimals. So it gets pretty challenging. And I found the easiest way to convert the two is visually rather than doing math. By visually, what do I mean? For example, I have two rulers here. Let's take this one here. And if you see, it has the two scales on it. Metric at the top and it has the imperial on the bottom. The problem is that they're going opposite directions. If they both started at the same end, I could just put a square across here. And when I go to the measurement I want, I can look at the other scale and get it. So since that doesn't do that on almost any ruler I've seen, they just don't do that. I don't know why. But you can take two rulers. This one is a left to right and a left to right. And I can put one right on top of the other. Line them up. And if I want to know what particular measurement is, let's say 75 millimeters, I can go in here to 75 millimeters. And look at it, and I can see the 75 is just a hair over. It looks like it's right at, whoops, that was the wrong way of doing it. Let's try that one more time. Now they're both going the same way. So if I put the two together and I go to 75 millimeters, that tells me 75 millimeters is just a shade over 3 inches. Not quite a full 16th over, so probably even less than a 32nd over. So that means that I would just call it 3 inches. So 75 millimeters is 3 inches. If you ask me tomorrow what's 75 millimeters, I probably won't remember. Again, unless I do the math or I get my rulers out. I find the ruler method works so much quicker and easier because it's visual than trying to do it by math. And so if you're going to have to do a conversion, just grab your two rulers. Now, I also find that it's an even easier method is this one is a left to right on the metric scale. So if you happen to have a ruler that is a right to left, like this one, this is both. This is my OTB ruler. This way it's left to right, and this way it's right to left. And if I take this ruler on the right to left, and this one is left to right, now I can put the two and overlay them like this, find whichever measurement I'm looking for. So if I'm looking for something oddball again, let's go 83 just for fun. So I'm going to go to 83 millimeters and bring that up on this scale here and line it up to the end of the other ruler. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty darn close. And if I look at it, it's lining up to my 16th of an inch right here, which is 3 inches and 1, 2, 3/16. So 3 inches, 3/16 is 83 millimeters. So quick and easy, I can spot the size. And that way I can see real quick. If I look at something and it says that it's 83 millimeters in dimension, I can quickly look at my scale and I know in my mind what that is in imperial. So I can get an idea of, is that going to be long enough for what I'm looking for or whatever. So converting them on the fly visually is much easier. Now I have found that with my ruler here, if I'm going the same way with my scales, like this, that works pretty good. But I actually kind of prefer them to be one left to right and the other one right to left, because then you can just overlap them like this. And to me, this is my favorite way of doing it until yesterday. And then I found something that I've had all along that I had forgotten I had, and that I didn't realize that it was exactly what you're looking for. And that is this right here. If you remember, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago or so. I can't remember what the subject was, but I was doing all my sliding calipers and talking about them. This is the standard digital type where you get all three measurements on it, and you just switch between the scales, metric, decimal, and fractional. I told you then, I don't really like it for doing fractionals, trying to read the actual scale. But what I didn't really realize, because I don't know why I don't pay attention, but the scale itself here, lo and behold, check that out. If you look at it, let's see if I can get you a good picture of it. It looks like right there isn't too bad. That starts at 0 right here, both scales. And they both go from left to right there. So my sliding rule here, I can slide it to any one of the numbers whether I'm looking for one side or the other, line it up to my measurement, let's say 2 inches, and I can look at the other scale and know instantly what that is now. So I can get a pretty quick reference of what that is. Also, if you're measuring something, this works real well for that conversion. Let's say, for example, this is a 3/4 inch dowel. So if I turn this on, make sure I'm at 0, and then I open this up, and let me change the scale here. There we are. So I've got this on the scale, and of course it measures 3/4 of an inch, which is what that is. But if I take and hit the millimeter, now I know that's 19.2. Means that that's right at 19 millimeters also. Or I can go to the decimal and instantly see 75 thousandths. It's not 0.75, excuse me. 750 thousandths is 3/4 of an inch. And so that helps you convert real quick and easy if you want to use that scale. But it's hard to get it exact. If you need an exact measurement, this is the way to do it. But if you're just looking for a rough idea of what the two are, this is by far the easiest way. Or instead of using this meter, just use this scale here and measure it out. You'll figure it out real quick. So now when I'm out there looking on the internet and I see something and it's in metric and I want it to be imperial, I can pretty quickly figure out what that measurement actually is. It really makes it quick and easy. I don't know how you do your measuring, how you do your converting. That's how I do it. So if you don't have a left to right and a right to left ruler, you can do it with 2 left to right rulers. Or if you have something like this, you can also do it. So there's a couple quick, easy ways of how you can convert something. It is something we all need to do. It's just the way the world is now. I'm not a big fan of metric if you haven't picked up on that up to now. But I know it is a way of life out there. But just like any old dog, you're going to find the only way I'll give up imperial is when you pry it from my dead cold fingers. So nothing personal, but it's just what I've always used. And so I really have a hard time going to the metric, and I don't have an interest to do it. Someday you guys may force me onto that, but we'll see. So anyway, converting, no math, so much easier. If you have another way that you do it, I'd love to hear you share it with us. If you have some other ideas or suggestions, or better yet, if you know where I can find a small ruler with the scales both going together like it is on here, I noticed that out there on the internet. I haven't been able to find one out there. I've seen pictures of them, but I haven't found one. I shouldn't say that. I think I did find one, but it was like $40 for a 6-inch ruler. That's insane. So if you can find a little ruler like this, the 1-inch type of thing, and both scales are the same, it would work perfect with one of these. So keep that in mind. If you do get wind of where there is one, let me know. I'd be interested in it. So, and I'll share that with everybody. So anyway, that's it in a nutshell. I hope you like this video. Like I say, don't be afraid to leave some comments. If you like this video, you learned something here, of course, hit that like button. Well, what the heck? Hit that like button anyway for a change. It helps me out. So, most importantly though, please come back again because like the sign said, what? What? The guy in the back, just a second. What? He wants to know about my hat. Yes, that's my new hat. I hope you like it. Yeah, this is my old one. I finally took the sign off and I put it on here. This one was definitely ready for retirement. So, yes, I have a new hat now. Thank you for noticing. Anyway, like the sign says, I'm nowhere near done. So, hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thanks. And you guys come back again and be safe out there.